What's up, everybody? We're back again for another episode. Jason, Chris,
Yo,
welcome,
yo,
welcome.
yo.
What's up?
What's
How we
going
doing
on?
today, guys?
Tired.
Second that.
Chris,
Tired. Don't want to go back to work. Sick of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
haven't hit the lotto yet, so that's still not an option.
Don't you got to play to hit it?
True, that is another true fact there.
Yeah, because I know I don't play the lottery.
So I don't know how to play the fucking lottery, dude. There's so many different subcategories on what you can play, what you can't play, Mega Millions, Powerball, Keno. Like, what the fuck do you aim after?
As far as I know, it's the easiest thing in the world to do. You go in, you say, I'd like to buy some lottery tickets. They sell you some lottery tickets.
Yeah, but they see, and that's another thing. They could be selling you shit from 3 days before. You wouldn't know.
No, that's all automated. No, because you can't cheat the lottery. That's for sure.
Shit, if that was that's another thing. You know how you got all these like psychic people out here? How come they don't know the fucking lotto numbers? That's that bullshit.
That's a good question.
Because
Anyway.
they're relying on things they do know, like stupid Americans to pay them $19.99 a minute.
Yeah.
That's a much more reliable racket than trying to figure out the lottery numbers. That's for sure.
Fucking Miss Cleo. Call me now for your free
Miss
second
Cleo. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Call me now. Who's the father of the baby?
She's got to be 100 years old by now.
I think she's dead, isn't she?
But if she was a psychic, wouldn't she know when she was going to die?
I mean, probably. Would you really want to know, though? That's a good question.
Calling her shot?
Bro, she died back in 2016.
Stop it, bro. No, she did not.
No joke.
Well,
Her name wasn't Miss Cleo. It was Yuri Del Harris,
aka Miss Cleo.
Bro, why is this? All right. So why does the page say she was a American television personality and actress best known for portraying Miss Cleo?
That's what I'm saying.
That was her character.
Right. That was her. She wasn't even a real psychic. That's wild.
Bro, she only showed up on TV when you fell asleep at night and you left it on.
All right. You wake up at like 3:30 in the morning. Like,
wake up at 3:30 in the morning to use the fucking bathroom, and she's trying to read me my freaking future and shit.
It was either it was Miss Cleo trying to read your palm, or it was Billy Mays screaming at you through the TV. But wait, there's more.
Billy Mays, he's dead too. But or if you had the Spice Channel, it was somebody trying to take you down 1-100 horny.
Oh my god! You spent too much time at Grandpa's house.
So did you.
I lived there.
He had a basement. He had a basement for a reason.
With a big ass TV with Playboy Channel.
Yeah. That's a topic for a different day.
This says Miss Cleo died at 53. Boy, I bet you didn't see that one coming.
There's some content.
Came out of nowhere.
Came right out of the left field on her.
Oh my god. All right, let's get into this before we go down a rabbit holes.
Well, I mean, how was everybody's week? Good?
I mean, I work too much.
You do anything exciting this week?
We did some more canning. Mm-hmm. I put new van in my not van. I put new carpet in my work van.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, my work van, the carpet was all like beat up from like it had holes in it, whatnot. So we went to Home Depot and I ripped all the carpet out and I bought some new carpet and I glued it down to the plywood that's in the back of the van. So I got fresh ass carpet.
So you got a ghetto van.
You got new carpet smell.
Honestly, you're not too far off because like instead of using like screws and stuff to hold it down, I use that like the 3M adhesive spray.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's
they got this new shit. The 3M like it's like 90, like the 3M 90 super adhesive. That shit does have a smell to it. So yeah, the back of my van smells like, it honestly smells like a medicine cabinet almost.
Yeah, don't spend too much time back there all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You're falling out the back of the van.
Right.
Too late.
You already got shit right here. And first off, who they refers to the Saints, not the 49ers, Andrews. You can just go ahead and shut up.
Yeah, we would have been Bang Bang Niner Gang, but I
Right.
saw somebody on Facebook put Bang Bang Shut Your Ass Up Gang. So
That's
they
what the
kind of
past
nailed
three
it.
teams have done.
They kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, I didn't do much this weekend.
Chris, you?
Yard work, trying to get rid of, because about half the leaves have fallen. So, at least in my yard with my trees. So I leaf blew everything into a big pile and started working on that. That's what I did today.
Nah, you need that Elon Musk flamethrower.
Oh yeah, no, I've already looked into flame throwing my entire lawn.
Right?
Yeah, trust me, I have.
Yeah, the problem is the house tends to catch on fire with it. So
Yeah, that's true.
I do want one of those. You guys know about the torch that hooks to the propane tank that they use it like the drag strip.
Yeah.
To like, yeah, I want one of those for the winter time so I can stop putting
for
salt.
snow.
Right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I've seen a couple videos where dudes they got like the long extension with the thing on the end, and they're just back and forth, and they're just burning a path down the driveway. And I was like, damn. I don't know how much
you could charge for that.
Yeah.
No. Propane's expensive right now, though.
It is, but I'm just kind of looking out for myself. Like I don't really care about anybody else. It's just me. Look, it is what it is. All right.
What are y'all drinking today?
Man, I tried this Dogfish Head citrus.
What is it? Squall?
Yeah, bleh. I don't like it.
No, really?
No, I don't like it. Grapefruit. Something about grapefruit. I don't like it.
You know what? I'm not much of a grapefruit myself.
Yeah,
that's true.
Usually their sours are on point.
Mm-hmm.
That one is a little tart.
Yeah,
Courtney actually likes their sours, and she doesn't even drink beer. So
I'm not. I like sours sometimes. I'm drinking Tito's and lemonade myself.
Yeah, I'm drinking some whiskey down here. Pineapple whiskey.
Oh, you're still drinking that?
Yeah.
How is that?
Fruity.
Matches the owner.
It's pineapple-y.
I actually won that in a Easter egg hunt, but
you should put a couple drops on a piece of pizza and try it. Yeah, because pineapple goes on pizza.
Pineapple definitely goes on pizza. Pineapple and ham.
Are y'all being sarcastic? Or are you?
No.
Okay.
Dude, I love Hawaiian pizza.
I catch a lot of slack for that. They're like, something's wrong with you. But the cool thing about it is you order it, like say if you're in a group setting, like at work or whatever, you're like, yeah, I want pineapple and ham. Nobody else will touch it, so you get a whole pizza to yourself.
Smart. That is smart. Yeah.
So
but no, you know what? That's not true though, because you still got that one bum who just doesn't care. Like, no, but he's a pineapple good gold pizza. But if you fucking put it there, he's like, yeah, I'll take a piece. Yeah.
We need to make y'all some Brazilian pizza. Brazilian pizza is a different. It's a very different animal. They put everything on it. There's
a naked woman laying on. No, that's Japanese. The sushi table, which I would love to do once. By the way,
that Brazilians, they put peas in their pizza, like green peas. They put corn in it.
It's a veggie pizza.
Well, that's on every pizza, but they have one. It's called a Oceanica. It's like all kinds of different seafood on the pizza, and it's amazing.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It's my favorite one there. So, and the pizzas are heavy. They're real heavy.
So there's a place up by me called Jimmy's Famous Seafood. I don't know if you've heard of Chris. Scotty, I think you have.
Oh, yeah.
So
Big
Jimmy's
deal place.
It was so Jimmy's Famous Seafood. They like the Orioles and Ravens always stop in. They do autograph signings and whatnot. They have wrestlers stop in, like tons of shit. They have so much really good seafood. They have a flatbread that's like seafood across it with like cheese melted on it, and kind of sounds similar to what you're talking about. Man, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it also costs like ridiculous money to eat there, but that's where we took our wedding party for dinner after the wedding rehearsal, and I dropped $1,300 in that restaurant.
Holy shit!
Yeah, $1,300.
Wow.
So All right. So let's move on because I'm sure we can talk about food forever because we're all pleasantly plump. Um,
I mean, Chris is a skinny guy. If we're talking flatly here.
well, Chris has actually started going to the gym now. He's trying to work off his 2 pounds he's gained in the last 20 years.
Yeah,
So
I'm the heaviest right now I've ever been in my whole life.
Oh my! I don't even want to ask. How much do you weigh?
165.
165. You motherfucker.
Yeah.
I
It's
haven't weighed
it's a beer gut
165
though.
since I was 12.
If I stopped drinking beer for like a week, I'm sure it would just disappear.
Right, Scotty.
I'm positive.
What are you at, Scotty? 205.
These 300 calorie beers that
250?
I've been into.
You're at 250.
250, yeah.
Damn, man, you were about the same then. I'm at 260.
Yeah.
I was at 252 when I left for St. Lucia. When I got back, I was like 265. I ate all the food on my honeymoon.
You brought some back with you.
Oh my god, bro. All right, so go ahead, Scotty. Let's get into the topic of the night because we're going to talk about this for a while.
So, where were you guys at 23 years ago? Because that's when this whole thing started.
In the theater. I watched the first one in the theater.
I watched the first one in the theater as well, right here in Salisbury.
I was at a buddy's house. He had it on, was it VHS still? Or was it was just starting with DVDs back then, I think.
What, bootleg it? Or you didn't watch it till it came out on video?
No, I didn't watch it till it actually came out. Yeah. I was in like, I mean, I want to say I was in like 10th grade or something.
Okay.
When it came out? Yeah, something like that.
Right.
23 years ago, you were in
9th grade?
23 years ago, so I graduated. No, you're younger than that. You're only 34.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I graduated in 07.
All right, well, I was...
So you were...
Man, I was a senior. Because it came out in 2001, and that's the year I graduated.
Yeah.
So...
It was a year after I was done.
I was either a senior or I just graduated because I went to the movie theater to see it. And, of course, Scotty, you remember the green Nissan Sentra?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought that thing was all sorts of fast when I left that motherfucking parking lot. It was not.
Who was this?
Check my
Spam.
Okay.
Spam.
Right.
Good so I left that parking lot like, boy, I thought I was the fastest thing in the world. Slow ass little Nissan fucking stock piece of shit.
It's funny you said that.
But it's funny because right after that you got a Honda Civic SI, so you thought you were Ricky fucking Bobby back then.
Yeah, but that thing was actually fast.
Yeah, that thing was fast.
Chris, what were you gonna say?
Yeah,
no, I left. The only one that I saw in the movie theaters was Tokyo Drift, and I had my 88. It was an 88 Mustang Coupe. It was a 4-cylinder 5-speed piece of junk. It had every bit of 80 horsepower from the factory.
Right.
And yeah, I was pulling out sideways out of the.
At least you had rear wheel drive. I was in my little Nissan neutral, dropping it and shit.
Well, I was lucky because it was raining that night. So.
Yeah. There you go.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, you're right, Scotty. I did get my Civic Si. You had a coupe just like mine, though. It was an EX, not an SI, but you had one.
Yeah.
You had yours before I had mine, actually.
Shit, I've had 3 or 4 Hondas now, but
I've had a few. I've had a few.
So
too many.
So there's been 11 movies that's actually come out in this franchise.
Are we including the spinoffs as well?
Yep, one of them is on here.
Okay, all
right. What I wanted to do was rank them worst to best. I feel like we do pretty good with those. Last week we did the horror thing, and you know, these are fun because we can chime in on each one if we agree with it, disagree with it, and so forth.
Right.
So coming in at number 11, officially being the worst movie in the entire franchise, is going to be this one. Too Fast, Too Furious, coming in at number 11. What are your thoughts on that, Jason?
I'm not against it. It's a horrible, horrible movie.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm in the cars. I've been a car guy for freaking ever. I've been into imports forever, but I love all cars. So
Sure.
the problems I have with this movie, number one is Honda. They approached. So here's the problem. So after the success of the first one,
Mhm.
you had things that were going on at the time of the first Fast and Furious. You had Nopi Nationals were going on. You had Hot
Mhm.
Import Nights. You had all these people, car clubs. I miss car clubs. I really want to start a car club. I've been wanting to do this for years now. Can't. Everybody's car looks the same. Lowered, cambered out, ugly ass
Neon
wing,
lights.
neon, like everything looks the same. And if it doesn't, you get hated on. Anyway, the production of Fast and Furious, they approached Honda and said, "We want you to be a part of this movie." And obviously, Honda is synonymous with street racing. They said, "No, fuck off." They flat out said no. Especially
Bro.
after what happened in the first movie. Like,
Mhm.
what's the main protagonist? Oh, it's 3 Honda Civics that God knows every fucking kid had. Honda said, "Fuck off." So they went to Mitsubishi. Not only did Mitsubishi get on board, I don't know if you guys remember, they were cutting commercials for Mitsubishi, like with people sitting in the cars and they were going, "Meh, meh," and it was showing clips of the movie. So they jumped on board and they gave them the Evo before it was even available for sale. And then they also gave them that ugly ass Eclipse, the ugliest Eclipse they've ever made.
That's terrible. The
With
spider or whatever.
with chrome wheels
It was
on it.
terrible. But here's my biggest problem with the movie. You're telling me that the main hero car of that movie is the Lancer 8 and not the R34 fucking Skyline from the beginning? No.
Here's the biggest problem with this entire movie. You've got this $1 billion franchise built around Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. Okay?
Right.
You didn't even put Vin Diesel in the movie.
He wanted too much money. That's why
He's carried this whole franchise from start to finish.
at this point I think Tyrese has. He's the funny one.
Well, anyway, you understand my point. You come out with this movie in 2001, and
No.
it's no. Too
Oh,
Fast,
you mean
Too
the
Furious.
original? Yeah,
The original movie came out in 2001. It was fucking huge.
Yeah, it
You
was.
follow it up with the biggest piece of horse shit on the planet. This movie is terrible.
Oh, it was. It was. They went over the top. It was absolutely terrible.
On paper, though, the cast in this movie was great. Tyrese, Paul Walker, Ludacris,
Devin Aoki.
Kevin Aoki,
Devin, not Kevin.
or
Suki.
whatever.
Her name's Devin
Yes.
Aoki.
Yes. Eva Mendes, the guy that played the villain. What the fuck was his name?
The guy from Yellowstone.
Yes. But
That's
I
all.
cannot think of.
That's all everybody knows him from is Yellowstone. I'm like, no. He was
I meant
fucking
this
Carter
full back
Verone. Right.
Yeah, Carter Verone.
Oh,
Anyway,
my God.
so that came in at number
Oh,
11
it
for
had
obvious
Jin.
reasons.
It had Jim's
Jin.
little rapping ass, Jimmy.
He came out with one song. It was fire, and then you never heard from him ever again.
He got signed to Rough Riders.
And got dropped from Rough Riders.
He might have. I don't know. No, the movie was bad. The stunts were horrible. They went way over the top. The fucking you got Flapjack in the beginning with his fucking Super that was gorgeous. You got the RX-7. Fun fact. The fastest car in that movie was that pink S2000.
That car was fire.
No. I mean, legitimately in real life, that was the fastest car on that set because it had a I think it was a Comptech supercharger on it. That S2000 was fast as shit.
Yeah.
I was sad about the red Mustang that got crushed by the tractor trailer. The Saline Mustang.
Oh, the Saline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
heard
most
that
beautiful
wasn't a real
car.
I heard it wasn't a real Saline though.
Oh, I don't know.
I heard it was
had
a
the
kit
Saline
car because they
body
didn't want
kit
to
on
crush
it.
an actual Saline.
Man,
that makes sense too.
I'd believe that.
Right?
They might just added in that little supercharger whine because it was a whiny car.
No, I believe it was supercharged. I just don't believe it was a real Saline. Is my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like
getting big.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to 60 seconds. Like the one they jumped and fucked up GT500, that wasn't a real I don't think that was a real GT500.
Yeah,
I
hell
hope
no.
it-
Yeah,
It's
well,
not
That's
that's
a
hope it
$150,000 car, if not
well,
more.
they're stunt cars or whatever. Just
Exactly.
replicas, stuff like that.
Oh,
Especially
they have
something in
5
limited
used cars, I think.
production. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
things
move
like
on. Let's
Right.
move on to number 10. Now, hold on. Number 10 was this pile of horse shit.
that.
I don't know what that is.
Well, this
I
is
got
going
you.
to be Fast
Nah.
and Furious 2009. So Fast and Furious 2009 was trash. So I'm just fact checking something real quick, guys. Give me a sec.
All right. Well, so I'll start this off. Then this movie did have some redeeming qualities, being that the hero car that was featured before it got blown to shit was a real Bayside Blue R34 GTR. I was happy about that. It had some other cars. The green Ford Torino, that was an awesome car. It had. See, the thing is, when I watch these movies, I pay more attention to the cars than the plot, or or the people acting. Like, I don't give a shit about them. I look at the cars. Some of the cars were really nice.
Yeah. So this one. Okay. So I like the idea of this movie. Like Dominic is coming out of hiding now. You know, he was hot. He hid throughout Too Fast, Too Furious. He shows up in the third movie, and then now he's back in the fourth movie. Brian's not a cop anymore, but he's a federal agent now.
Right.
It's
He got
just
recruited by the FBI.
the movie's all over the place.
So
You know, Letty dies, which
dies.
exactly.
Right.
Stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
It's just the movie is all over the place. Now, this is officially the fourth movie in the franchise.
Correct.
But it's a direct sequel to Too Fast, Too Furious. Because
Is it?
because Tokyo Drift didn't take place till the sixth
Oh, right.
movie
'Cause
after.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. So
right.
I don't have a lot of good things to say about this movie. You know, it's one of those things where I probably could have done without it, but it helps tie everything together. But all in all, that definitely deserved to come in at number 10. What are your thoughts on it, Jay?
Again, I liked a lot of the cars that were in this one. I liked the Gran Torino. I thought that was an awesome car. I liked the R34 that was in it because it was actually. I'm a nerd about cars, so it had Volk RE30s on it. It was Bayside Blue. There were a couple plot holes where
did it have the Gallo 12 or the Gallo 24?
No, it had an RB26D ETT. Thank you. But it had OMP seats. Like, it had a lot of. I liked that car because I almost thought in the movie, I was like, okay, they're going to get back to the racing, which they kind of did. They had the race in the beginning, and then it went off script, and they're in the fucking Mexican desert running fucking through tunnels and whatever the fuck you've got going on. I feel like first off, I think originally, and this is probably just a fantasy rumor, they were supposed to stop at 3. 1 did really good. 2 was garbage. They made 3. They were supposed to stop at 3. Now they're on fucking 12 or 11 part 2, whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
But I feel like 4, you're right, it was all over the place, but I feel like it's because they were like, oh, we're riding hot. We can make more money. So it's like, let's throw something together. You know what I mean? So I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. The story was pretty stupid, and even if it was tolerable at first, it gets dumber the longer you go because they keep calling back to it. Like, oh, Letty's dead. Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, Brian's an undercover agent. Nobody knows about it. Well, they might have. It's like.
And Chris, you said you never saw that one, right?
I may have seen it. I just don't remember. I was just watching a clip on here. I was like, I think I've seen this, but it didn't leave much of an impression on me enough for me to remember it. So
It won't.
yeah.
It won't.
Yeah, I mean, like Jay said, man, the cars were great. I mean,
Yeah.
there's one thing that we cannot deny throughout this entire franchise is that the cars are awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's it. I want to move on. So coming in at number 9 was The Fate of the Furious. And as you can tell right there, there's a fucking submarine
Yeah, it's a
coming
little
through the
wild.
ice.
Oh, I hate myself. I have seen this one. Oh,
Yeah.
That's
Now,
a bit of a stretch from complaining about. I don't know. Yeah.
There's a sub. There's a fucking submarine that shoots missiles.
There's a submarine. Yeah.
Right.
so
Don't. It's gonna get worse as we go. There's other ones.
so
It gets worse.
Cool part about this movie is they brought in Charlize Theron as the villain. And if you know who Charlize Theron is, she's a smoke show.
Better casting choice was her henchman, the redheaded dude from Game of Thrones as the henchman. Like
Seamus. Yeah,
that dude's a great actor. He actually kind of held that movie together.
Yeah, he was a badass.
He's an awesome actor. Actually, I like him.
Basically, the premise of this is Charlize Theron basically kidnaps Dom's baby and his girlfriend at the time.
Right.
The
one he didn't even know he had.
Ends up killing the girlfriend, making Dom turn heel or rogue or bad guy, whatever you want to call him. And somehow he still saved the city, and he's the hero.
Right. With help from another villain or ex-villain.
Yeah, with help from possibly top 5, one of the most badass dudes on the planet. He was a heel, bad guy, but somehow he saved Dom's baby and they're friends again. What?
Right. Oh my god.
What the fuck? This dude just tried to kill you and your whole family. And now
now you're buddies. You have beers together.
Now he's saving your fucking kid? What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Apparently they got short memories.
So moving on to number 8. Number 8 was this pile of horse shit. So on paper, this movie, you would think this movie will be awesome. You got Jason Statham. You got Dwayne The Rock fucking Johnson.
Right. Rocky.
You got Idris Elba in this movie. They're all 3 badasses. I mean, The Rock is the biggest movie star in the world right now.
Yeah.
The Rock, that used to be a professional wrestler, is the biggest movie star in the world right now.
Yeah. Who'd have thought he could act? Oh, I don't know. He was acting every week on Monday Night Raw. Of course he can act. Come on.
Now, not to take nothing away from him, because dude is a fucking genius. He's got tequila line. He's got the number 1 tequila in the world.
Oh, he's a businessman, no doubt.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
But you put him and Jason Statham in a movie together by themselves with Idris Elba, and it's a pile of horse shit. It's terrible. I wanted to love it. I wanted to love this movie so much, dude. And I actually bought it, and I wish I could get a refund.
The problem is it's a pile of horseshit, but it's probably one of the best of the franchise. That's the sad part about it.
That is the very sad part about it.
Here's where I lose it. All right, look, I get it. Like, you want to portray your dudes as being badasses. Yes, Dwayne Johnson, he's a big guy. You know, keep the needles up, homie. You know, steroids do wonders. You're 50 and you're bigger than you've ever been. Shut the fuck up.
Fight him.
I would, with a fucking 12 gauge. Because some people you don't fight, you shoot. Simple as that. Like,
he can
fight for his life at Nana Croak. How about that?
Oh God.
No, so I get it. You're big. You're a badass dude. You were holding onto a tow truck and a helicopter and a cable that was hooked to a helicopter,
I saw that.
and
I
you're
didn't see.
dude. You're a human. This ain't when it was Steve Rogers, Captain America, doing it. You believed it because he was a super soldier. But Hobbs, who's a federal agent that arrests people for a living, get the really
You some bitch. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all he said.
you saw the Samoan strength, which he's a strong. I'm sure he's a very strong guy. You're not holding a helicopter back.
No, that will rip your body in half.
Not. You're right. You're just not. It's essentially like you're like a Lego figure. Like it's going to take your arm and just like an old GI Joe you used to play with. It's going to pop your fucking arm off. Like it just when you get to issues like that. Hi, Piper. When you get into stuff like that and they start suspending reality, all credibility for the movie goes out the window. When you know what I mean, like it's one of the other movies where he hits dude like in the like neck area with like that giant wrench, and dude just shrugs it off. Like no,
you would die.
You're not doing like right. Like you'll be unconscious at the very least with a broken fucking neck. Like it's just
yeah.
So when you get into like the stunt shit where like you're supposed to suspend belief, you lose credibility for being a realistic movie. And The Rock, or I'm sorry, Dwayne Johnson trying to hold a fucking helicopter. No, like just no. Just no.
Chris, I'm guessing you didn't see that one, did you?
No, I didn't see that one, but I have seen that actual scene before, and I'm just like,
that's the clip that's supposed to get you into theater, like action. Like no.
Yeah, it did the opposite. I was just like, yeah, that's too much. That's too far.
You'd expect to see that in the Matrix, not in the Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah,
like, come on, man.
Speaking of the Matrix, who wins in a fight, John Wick or Neo? Go.
Neo, because he can actually stop bullets.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
It took you 5 minutes to think of that.
Like, well, because I would never count out John Wick. That's a bad man.
I've never seen any John Wick movies.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
You live a sheltered life.
That's why I didn't answer right away, but I know Neo can stop bullets because I have seen that. But
get off of Disney Plus and go watch a John Wick movie. God. No, they're good movies. They're
I mean, yeah. Keanu doesn't really put out anything bad at all, so he's dope.
Well, I respect him for John Wick because he actually trains. Joe Rogan's talked about it. He trains at Terran Tactical in California. And he's a legit. Yeah. He legitimately knows how to use all those guns. Like he's a bad motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Like the hell with John Wick. I wouldn't want to fuck with Keanu Reeves.
Period.
Like in general.
Let's move on to number 7. Number 7 was this.
All right, have I seen this one?
No, this one just came out last year.
Which one is it? Is this the one with John Cena?
No, this is the newest one.
Is this the one with Momoa?
Yes.
Oh my God! See, I can't even keep them straight. They're so fucking bad.
Now, so I actually went to the theater to watch this.
Sorry about that.
Well, the theater had beer, so
that is a new thing recently. A lot of people are doing that now.
So on paper, the last time that I really saw Jason Momoa in something was Game of Thrones.
You see Aquaman?
I'm not a DC fan, so unless it's a
watch it.
Batman movie or something. But anyway, I had high hopes for this movie.
I guess it didn't live up to them.
Not at all.
Not enough. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. So the worst part is they've actually split this movie into 3 parts.
Really?
3 parts.
What is this? A Harry Potter movie?
No, because Harry Potter movies actually are good. This wasn't that good.
You got me on that one.
So they left you with a cliffhanger on this one, obviously, because it's 3 parts. Um, Jason Momoa was the star of the movie.
Okay.
Um,
Is he the villain?
correct.
Okay.
But he was like, think like Heath Ledger, serious but funny villain, and that's kind of what Jason Momoa played in this movie.
See, is he kind of an asshole?
Kind of an asshole, but it's funny as shit.
I could probably get down with that. That's why we talked about like I like Freddy Krueger a lot because he talks.
Right.
He's an asshole. He's got like those shitty comments where you're like you're not sure if you should be offended or just like flip them off, be like, man, fuck you.
Right. So there's one scene in this movie where he ends up killing these 2 dudes that were doing work for him, and basically had them sitting in chairs having a drink with them while they were dead.
Oh,
Was
see,
talking to them.
I can get down with that actually.
Was talking to them like they were there live in the present. They had flies all flying around them. There was the one dude had a fly on his eyeball. It was great.
Cool.
I can
But
get down with that. That sounds funny.
but talking about CGI and computer generated crap, this movie was 98% CGI.
Jeez, is this the one where they went to space, or was that the last one?
No, that was Fast and Furious 9.
That was 9.
This is the one, okay. Yeah. So take this thought into your mind here. Dominic Toretto drives his Dodge Charger down the wall of a dam and doesn't flip it, and just drives it into the water to save him and his son from a explosion.
That was a semi crash, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, yep. So he's going. All right, hold on. Let me quarterback this. So he's going down the wall of a dam.
Yes.
And he goes what, straight into the water, no problem?
Correct.
Okay, so here's the problem with that. Is the water like, does anything hit the water before they do, or they just go right into the water?
They go right into the water.
All right, so here's the problem. This is going to be a thermodynamics problem, or it's probably not the right word, but so here's the thing. So, and there's a thing called terminal velocity. So if you're falling, just using gravity to fall, at a certain point, you'll hit terminal velocity. I think it's 114 miles an hour, something of that nature. Anyway, at 100 miles an hour, when you hit the surface of the water, it's like hitting a concrete wall.
Mm-hmm.
So them just going right, yeah, okay, cool. Do you, Dom? You know, hey, nothing's stronger than family.
Hey, he lived though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because nothing can stop you. Yeah,
family. I don't have friends.
I don't need oxygen. I have family.
I have family.
Right? Like my best friend actually died. You know, hey, you know what's stronger than family? That pole that Paul Walker hit.
We couldn't even get through a whole show without dissing Paul Walker.
Hey, you know what he had in his glove box?
Head and shoulders.
Head and shoulders.
Oh my god!
Yeah. The only thing stronger in family is that pole that his drive, because he wasn't even driving; he was passenger. But you know, whatever that pole was they hit, that was stronger than family apparently.
Yeah, that pole was undefeated.
Downright disrespectful.
Let's move on. Coming in at number 6 is Fast and Furious 6, which was this one.
Okay, all right.
This is the one where
they were hunting Shaw.
Yes.
Owen, is it Owen Shaw? Or is that
Owen Shaw?
Okay,
Owen Shaw, right. Because Statham is Deckard Shaw.
Deckard, there you go. I can't keep them straight.
So the only cool part about this whole movie is the fact that you found out that Letty wasn't dead. This is where they brought back Letty.
I'd argue.
She had lost her memory.
Right.
Amnesia.
She died.
Wait.
Lasers.
She was working for Shaw, And eventually, she helps the good guys, and they live happily ever after. Family. But that was it. This movie had a scene where a plane was driving down a 150-mile runway for 20 minutes of the movie.
Right.
I remember
about
that.
this.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. The fucking 19-mile long runway.
How long was
It
that
was-
scene?
At least 20 minutes.
At least. Yeah. It was like the last half hour of the movie for real. Yeah.
Yeah, the longest runway in the world, I think, is like 3 miles or something like that.
Well, they quadrupled this with it. They went up on that.
Side note, the runway leaving St. Lucia, ooh, boy, it was short. It was little.
That's
Major
fun.
butthole get tight.
Well,
Bam,
yeah,
bam.
because the pilot mentioned it when we were pulling onto it. He goes, if you look out to your left, you'll see the end of the runway. It's not a long runway, but we're going to get there. I'm like, the hell, bro?
You end up stopping the plane in gravel.
No, but he did go to the end of the runway and turn around, and then he like backed the plane up a little bit to the very edge of the runway before he started. Yeah, no, it was tiny. Anyway, I'm going to push back on you, Scott. So the coolest thing about that movie was the flip cars. Those flip cars were fucking awesome.
They
were awesome.
That was awesome.
Simultaneously, the worst part of that movie, which they tried to do a callback to Too Fast, Too Furious. Remember the little thing that they shot on the bumper and it shut all the electronics and locked the brakes up and stuff?
Taser kind of thing. Yeah.
How does that work when it was on a plastic front bumper? Make it make sense. Like I've said this for nobody realized it. When I bring it up, people are like, "Oh, wait, yeah, you're right, bro. They shot it in the front bumper of a BMW. That's a carbon or fiberglass front bumper. How is it locked? And first off, how are you locking the brakes up? Brakes are hydraulically controlled. Make that make sense for me."
So
that's my great and bad of that movie. Also, I did appreciate they brought in some more actors. I like Owen, the guy that played Owen Shaw. He's a great actor.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Chris, did you see that one?
I did not.
You're better off.
Yeah, well, I did not.
You didn't miss much. But
sounds like it.
Letty didn't die.
Right.
She's still here.
No, she died.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Number five is where it all started.
Yep. I saw that one probably 20 times, 30 times.
Everybody's seen it, right?
Yeah.
So I love this movie. I love the cars. I loved the fact that Hector was going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines in them.
Yeah.
I loved the, nobody loves the tuna here. It sucks. Whatever.
Bullshit asshole. Nobody likes the tuna here.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
The movie, like, going into this movie, like, because I saw it in the theater. Going into this movie, and after I saw it, dude, I thought it was cool as shit.
Right.
Racing, Honda Civics with neon lights under them. Freaking orange Toyota Supra that smoked a Ferrari. And it's like, okay, the actors kind of, they weren't really acting. They didn't win no Golden Globes or nothing.
They were also all relatively new actors when that movie came out.
True. But it's one of those movies you go to watch with your homies and you're like, all right, man, this shit's dope. Right. Now let me go to the store now and buy the shit they bought from my Honda Civic.
Correct.
So I have nothing bad to say about this movie.
That's fair.
I loved it.
Right.
It just came in.
Chris, you have any thoughts on this? Because I have a lot of thoughts on this that I want to get out. So I'll let you go first.
I loved it, man. I mean, to me. It's a lot of nostalgia. Just we were talking about how old I was back then. I think thinking about it now, I think I was like 12 or something when this movie came out.
You were all
or,
in then,
or 12, 13, something like that.
somewhere
So
around there.
Seeing something like that, it was my first time really watching a type of movie like that. So I was like, this is awesome.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know, it was great. I mean, looking back at it, if I go and watch it now, there are a couple things that I'll side eye a little bit, like, okay, that's weird, or that line didn't make sense, but it's still good for me. I
The
still
burnout wheelie.
Monica.
Right, the
Monica!
burnout wheelie. The burnout wheelie's great.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw fun things about like how they after that first race where they try to escape and they go over top of a railroad track, and then all of a sudden they lose the cops like immediately after.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, like I don't know, but I still love the movie. It's great.
Right.
Felt bad for
All right.
Ted though.
Yeah, right. So, all right. I'm going to get into the bad stuff first. So,
Okay.
the bad stuff, the wheelie burnout. All right. I'm glad you brought up the Ted scene. I feel bad for Ted too. However, Johnny Tran, his weird cousin Lance, who I didn't think he was that weird.
Snakeskin pants.
The snake skin.
He had nice pants. He was a decent looking guy. I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Fashionable.
Right, he was really fashionable. They rode a nice crotch rocket, like they had style, they had fashion. The problem I have is the scene with Ted. They roll in with the S2000, and all you see is Honda Civics. Why are they looking for Nissan SR20s before race wars? Now, don't get me wrong, that's a great motor. You make a lot of power with them, but you shouldn't be looking for them when you got a Civic and a GSR Integra in your garage. Like, why are you looking for them?
All right.
Couple other things. The floorboard. You spray NOS, you lose your floorboard.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave it at that. It's been also, why was Vin Diesel not yabba dabba doing when he rescued him in the alley? Like all of a sudden the floorboard was back. Like, so little things like that. The good, as Scotty said, you see that shit in the theaters, you wanted to do hood shit with your gangster friends that night because it was pumped when you left. It really accentuated, like I was talking about, the hot important nights, the Nopi Nationals, race wars towards the end of the movie. That was set at a hot important nights event. That's how they set that up. The technical advisor for that movie, Craig Lieberman, he's the one that told them which cars to get. He owned that Toyota Supra. It was yellow. He also owned Vince's blue Maxima. So that Maxima that Maxima was nasty as shit. It actually had a lot of horsepower in it. That car was bad as shit, believe it or not. But he told them to get Leon's Skyline, which was a Motorex car. That's a conversation for a whole different night.
By the way, Leon's never came back.
Neither did Jesse. Or did he?
No, Jesse
did
died.
He come back in any of the movie?
Jesse came back and he came back and he died.
Okay, I was gonna say he came back. I don't know. Yeah, he got shot up. Anyway, so the cars at the time, it's 2001. The only way you know about a Skyline is on Gran Turismo 2 or Gran. You know what I mean? Because you're playing that. The only you haven't you rarely see a Supra at that time because when you do, it's like holy shit, supercar type shit. The Letty's 240SX was an awesome looking car.
Yeah.
Jesse's Jetta was probably about the worst looking one out of that group, and even it didn't look that bad. And then you got Johnny Tran's S2000, which the S2000 wasn't. It was brand new. 2001 was the first year they released. That car was nasty.
Sick
that
looking.
Yeah. Very sick looking. After now.
The Eclipse was awesome looking. I mean, everything they had in that movie was on the precipice of like, this is all brand new stuff, and we're just shoving it down your throat. And it was just an awesome movie. So, it had so many elements that, like, if they'd have made just that movie and never made another one, that movie would be iconic. Like, people would watch it like every year, like a Christmas movie. it'd be time to watch Fast and Furious because they would have preserved like the I don't know the holiness that was that movie. You know what I mean? Instead,
Sure.
they've diluted it with like 11 other ones. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite of the franchise. So
Mine too.
yeah,
Agreed.
So
Moving
I'll
on.
stop there because I could go on forever about that particular movie. Go ahead, Scotty.
Alright, so moving on. Coming in at number 3. Fast and Furious 9.
I know which one is this.
So,
They all kind of run together.
I mean,
so
after
Fast and
a
Furious
while-
9 was. So let me tell you why I like the movie, and maybe it'll ring some bells for you here. So over the years, all these movies, we've had multiple characters from each movie that wasn't necessarily in the next movie or in the movies at all. This movie brought them all together.
Okay.
So in this movie, we found out Han was still alive,
Okay.
which was awesome. I mean, the way that it looked in the original when we thought he died. I mean, Han was a goner. The fucking car blew up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then come to find out, which we'll talk about that in the next one here, but come to find out he's alive. Like, cool. He walks into this area with all the boys, and it's like they hadn't missed a day. Luke. Well, Luke, what the hell is his name? Luke from Tokyo Drift. He was in this movie.
Luke.
What's his name? I thought it was
Oh,
Luke.
Sean.
Sean. I'm sorry. I think his real name might be Luke.
Oh, okay. They brought him back in this movie?
He was in this movie.
I like him.
Yeah, so they brought him back. Nobody knew who the hell he was except Dom, because Dom showed up in Tokyo Drift in the end of it.
Right.
So that was the first time he had been around since Tokyo Drift came out in like 2007.
Right.
Or whatever it was. Little Bow Wow. Twinkie was in this movie.
Haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, so he was in this movie. Like,
Bow wow. Oh, bow wow.
This movie was like getting the band back together. It was all the boys were there.
His name's not Luke. His name is Lucas Black. So you were right there. You were
okay.
Gotcha.
That's what I loved about this. Is that all these people that we've grown to love over the years with these movies was on the screen at one time.
And it wasn't like it wasn't muddy. It wasn't like too much.
No, it was perfect. It was awesome.
You know what? See, I might actually have to go watch this one. God damn it.
Well,
I don't like you right now because I don't want to watch this movie, but you're actually like making me want to go watch it. God damn it.
It was like one of
right.
It was like one of it was like one of those things where you haven't seen the boys for years, and it's like, oh, we're all here at the party now. It was awesome. Now the worst part about this movie, now that I got through all the best stuff,
was it the invisible driver in the car?
No,
worse than that. You can't see him. No.
John, you talking about John Cena?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in this. He was in this as well.
Right.
Which we come to find out that he's Dom's brother, but
you didn't know that the whole time?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, what do you like? Find that out? Like, never mind. No spoilers. I'm gonna watch this.
Oh no. So basically, it's I have it. I can send you the thing to watch it.
That makes it worse.
I have it on digital, so I can give you my login. All good.
Lord.
There's a lot of background where it shows Dom and his brother as kids, which is cool. Like,
fair.
Like you see them with their dad and racing at the track. So it gives a lot of backstory. And then it shows you the reason why Cena turned into the bad brother, to the bad guy, which is it all made sense. But the
Steroids.
worst part about this movie, they sent a Ford Fiero to space. They
Oh,
went to
that one.
space.
Hold on. A what?
Process this. A Fiero.
That's a Pontiac, sir, not a Ford.
That's what I meant.
Sorry.
A Pontiac
I'm
Fiero.
sorry. I just want to make sure. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, don't hate on the Pontiac Fiero. That was
I'm not
like
hating on it.
mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. You could put a V6 in it.
It was
That thing
badass.
Wasn't
No,
Tyrese wasn't he the pilot?
Him and Ludacris were both in the car
Oh,
In space.
in space.
In
They sent this
space.
car.
Yeah.
They
you
sent
don't
a
need
fucking car
oxygen when
to
you've got
space.
family.
Yeah. No, they had a pressurized cabin and everything. They had it planned out, I'm sure.
In a fucking Fiero.
Yeah.
In a fucking Fiero.
Lots
That
of
was the
mods.
worst part of it.
Lots of mods.
But overall, all the rest of the other stuff, getting everybody on screen, kind of made you forget about how dumb that part was.
Didn't they have to destroy a satellite or something?
Yes.
Oh my
That's
god!
why they were
I
in
feel
space.
like that's hard
Yeah.
to look past. A Fiero in fucking outer space. I feel like that's kind of hard to look past.
Well, they somehow pulled it off.
They what? They pull up on the satellite like bam bam. They honk the fucking horn at it and shit.
I think they blew through it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like they crashed into it and it split it in half.
So
I
I'm
think.
guessing. So
Yeah.
Jason, we'll have to follow up with you on this one since you haven't seen it yet. But I'll send you some info so you can watch it.
Oh my god! I was on board. I'm starting to lose it right now. Like I was on board to see
everything else was great, dude. It was great seeing all the people on the screen at one time.
See that I do want to see. I have to admit,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we'll get to why later in this list. So, but go ahead.
All right, so moving on, coming in at number 3 was Fast and Furious 7. So this is the one where they pay tribute to Paul Walker in the end of it. When he drives off, so basically.
Oh yeah, they're driving in the white Super, and he just kind of veers off it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the one where they're in. This is the one where they're in L.A., and this is the one where he fights with Deckard. Right? Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I've seen this one. Okay.
So one of my biggest concerns going into this one was how were they going to kill off Brian? Because obviously Brian wasn't there no more.
It mid recording too.
Yeah, because he died in November the year before. So they actually set this movie back a whole year before it even came out. Like they delayed it because they had to get his brother to come in, and they digitally put Brian's head on his brother's body, which was cool but creepy as fuck at the same time.
Yeah, especially when
So it is, but they did a good job because at least they were able to pull it off. You know what I mean?
Sure,
but
absolutely.
What's funny is it's not the first time that Paul Walker has done that with his brother. Did you know that?
I did not.
So, do you remember a movie a long time ago called Running Scared with Paul Walker?
Uh-huh.
So,
phenomenal movie.
Paul Walker has his go hard boots on. Chris, have you ever seen that movie, Running Scared?
No, I haven't.
Dude, find it, watch it. It is really, really good. Anyway, so Scotty, you've seen it. Do you remember the scene where he's at the neighbor's house and it does like the little flashback scene? And he looks over and he sees him and his family through the window.
Uh-huh.
That's his brother sitting at the kitchen table. That's why it's blurry. It's not actually Paul Walker sitting there. That's his brother sitting there.
That's crazy.
Right. So they basically because they have like the same facial features and the same hair. So they just used him as like a stunt double for his brother. So they've actually done it before, which is why they knew they could do it for the movie. You know, rest in peace. It's sad. You know, I made my joke, but it's sad. It's a tragedy. It happened. But at least, you know, his brother was able to help them get some closure, I guess, question mark. Right
Yeah.
word? Something like
Well, the problem is my my thought here was this series should have stopped at 7. You shouldn't have kept it going.
just not at 3.
I I get that, but your main star is dead. The pretty boy in the whole series is dead.
Not only that, but you've got all the drama going on reportedly around that same time between like Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel. They were beefing back and forth or whatever. I don't know how true that was, but there was rumors.
Well, when I give you this login to watch, I have Fast 10 on here too, so you can watch that. And there's a post credit scene that you're going to want to see. Now that you brought up The Rock or Dwayne Johnson,
Is it Jordana Brewster like diddling herself? Because I'd definitely watch that.
Sure.
Look, Mia Toretto's hot. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Mia is hot. The song by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth for this is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. It literally
Good song.
No matter when I hear it, it just makes you think about the ones you lost every time.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's actually the most viewed rap video on YouTube and in history. It's been viewed over
Really?
100 billion times.
Jesus,
Crazy.
Well, man, that makes sense.
But let's move on. Coming in at number 2.
Yeah,
which
buddy.
Some people could have said this was number 1, but
I would.
Number 2. We went to Tokyo. Jason, I'll let you take the lead on this one first.
So, in my opinion, this should be number 1. This was my favorite movie out of all of them because there was no CGI, there was no over the top like stunt work. Like all the stunts were practical. All the cars in the drifting scenes were driven by real D1 GP drivers. So, what you don't know, we talked about this before, Scotty, but what you don't know is you remember where he's drifting around the docks and the 2 old guys were fishing?
Yeah.
Those were old school drifters who have done this shit forever, their entire lives. They were professional drifters. Yeah. The scene where we talked about this, where he actually, you've seen this one, I'm assuming, right, Chris?
That's yeah. I saw this one in theaters. I've seen it a couple more times since then.
Exactly. So,
yeah,
the scene where he's drifting the 350Z like up the parking garage.
Yes.
So that wasn't cut. Dude did that one go. Like that entire scene, the guy did a real drift track. He did it 100% full go. I liked this movie because it was practical. Aside from him jumping his car in the beginning through the fucking housing, whatever the hell you want to call it, and the fact that, you know, him and the Viper and all that dumb shit, all the effects, all the wrecks and stuff like that were on the practical side. I liked it because they introduced Han, who I think is actually one of the better characters of the franchise. Sun Kang, his name is, can play so many different roles. He can. He's not from Japan, but he's Asian. You know what I mean? Things like that. What's up?
Speaking of him, Sun Kang is making a movie, directed a movie, Initial D.
Yes, he is.
We've been talking about this for years, dude.
Right.
Somebody needs to do that shit.
I used to play Initial D at the
did
Salisbury
too.
Mall.
you had your own card and you put it into the thing.
So, but the reason that I like this movie is because it was real cars with. Now, as you know, back in the day, I was a fan of cars with body kits and stuff, like the RX-7 that has the Veilside kit on it.
Ooh.
It's like a $20,000 body kit for anybody that doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. If not more than that.
If not more than that, plus the wheels, the wheels, and then you've got the red Evo, which at this point the Evo's been out for a while, so it was really cool. But they did like little throwbacks, like when he was drifting around the R33 GTR that was there at the light. You've got the 3 Nissan was really heavy in this movie, so you've got all the 350s that they were driving and things like that. the one that pisses every redneck off in the world, the fact that they really had, what was that, a 68 Mustang with an RB26 in it?
Yep.
They really did make 3 of them. Legit running cars, running Mustangs with an RB26. Boy, if that didn't trigger every redneck with a alcoholism addiction you've ever seen.
Like, oh, that's not original. They ruined that car.
Right? God damn, they ruined ruined American muscle.
Damn
God
import.
damn it.
Yeah, they were mad about that shit.
Goddamn racer
God.
horse.
Right. No worse than recently I saw an R34 that has a LS swap in it. That was pretty nuts.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you talk about, it's still right-hand drive too. You want to talk about going the other way with anger? Yeah.
Wow.
But so my thoughts are, I love this movie. It was very practical. The cars were practical. The drifting, the stunts were practical. I kind of like the storyline, aside from the fact that you don't really what's his name, DK would have never been like playing at being Yakuza. He'd have been killed pretty immediately once he disrespected his uncle that way. But if you can look past the little things, I think it's one of the best movies in the franchise. Now, I feel like it loses a little bit, again, as you go further into the franchise. You're like, oh, Han died. Oh, it was just a random guy in a Benz that killed him because it was a traffic accident. No, it was Deckard.
But you don't even find that out until Fast and Furious 6? 7?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7.
Post credit scene.
It's 7.
Yeah.
It's 7. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though. The movie itself is great, but as you go longer down the road, now if you watch it, it kind of loses a little bit because the end of the movie, you're like, fuck, Han's dead. Now you're like, nah, he'll be all right. He'll walk it off. You know, he'll walk it off. What Joey Diaz saying, long and short, hey, can of corn, I'll be all right. Can of corn, I'll be fine.
What are your thoughts on Tokyo Drift?
I loved it. Like I said, I was in theaters. I just started driving. I had my '88 Mustang back then, so I really enjoyed it. What y'all think about the XB though? You remember the XB?
I'm not against it. At least it was original.
The Hulk flavored XB. That was a sign on XB, right?
No, it wasn't. It was a Volkswagen Taurus.
Was it?
Yeah, give me a second. I'll tell you exactly what it was.
I thought
it was an Nissan.
I thought it was an XB. It looked like a toaster, Hulk.
It was not. It was a Volkswagen. It's right here. There it is, right there. It was a Volkswagen Touran.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
He was like, my car? My car's off the hook.
Yeah, it's off the hook. It was off the hook.
My car's off the hook.
But these are the little nuances about that movie, though, because everybody watching the movie, along with the character, when that Porsche comes down, you're like, yeah. He's like, nah. You're like, you're wrong. Give me the Porsche.
Right.
No, I enjoy how genuine it was. You know, like you said, the real drivers, the real stunts, all that kind of stuff. It reminded me how I felt watching the first one.
Sure, yeah.
It kind of brought that back a little bit because Too Fast, Too Furious didn't do that for me.
No.
It was a whole different thing. But Tokyo Drift kind of made me feel similar to how I felt the first few times I watched the first movie. So that's why I agree with this being, you know, at minimum number 2. So
right. Also, another nice thing is when he takes them into that parking garage, like that little like car scene that's going on, that's a real thing. Like that happens like almost every night in Japan. Like they like file into these little parking garages, and it's like a full on like party. And what I loved about that movie, like you said, which is really important, Chris, is just like the first one, all the cars look different. They all had their own identity. Right. It's not like this car looks like this car that looks like this car, which that's all. I like that about Too Fast, Too Furious as well. All the cars had their own flavor, their own style. Mm-hmm. They're not like, and they also introduced, you know, they were all in like their own little clubs, their own little like cliques and stuff like that. Like that, it more realistically mimicked what you're going to find at like a Friday night at a Walmart where we used to hang out and shit. Like you got your group here, your group here, your group. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's why it was more realistic.
Yeah.
While at the same time being ridiculous.
Right.
So before we hit number one, I'm gonna go off script here for a second. I want to do a Mount Rushmore.
Uh-oh.
So I want to do two. So first one, I want you guys to name your favorite 4 characters from all these movies that are not Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. Okay.
Mm.
And then in the second one, I want to know your top cars from all these movies, from your least favorite to your favorite.
Fair.
Jason, you can go first.
Let me go first. Which one are we doing? Characters or cars first? I'll do characters first.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. So 4 and 4. I'm not going to go any particular order.
Yep.
Han is definitely up there. I appreciate Han for the same reason I appreciate all the other people. One-liners. I love the one-liners that he has. The little like funny quips that he throws out there. Just his overall like his vibe. He's real laid back. He's real chill. But he gets the job done when it comes down to it. I like. Who's my next one? Probably Mia. I enjoyed her. She was always the one that keeps everybody motivated. She's like the cheerleader for the whole group.
Right.
At the same time, she was actually one of like she was never a part of the main group, but she was always like right. She knew everything, but she was separated from it. So I like her as a character. And my last two, you know what my last two are? Who are the two Latino guys?
Daddy Yankee and
whatever their names were, those two.
Yeah.
I love those two for their back and forth. Those
they
two
always
had
argue.
me laugh. Bro, they made me laugh so much. Because
they were
like
hilarious.
He's like you go with the negativity. Always so negative. Those two going back and forth, like I love those two because they were comic relief, honestly. I was gonna say Tyrese, but he's not great, honestly, in my opinion. And then so cars, the 4 for that is the yellow the yellow GTR, Leon's R33. That thing was fucking awesome.
Yep.
Probably the Too Fast, Too Furious, the Yenko SC from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Wow.
That car is that car is badass.
Right.
Probably I guess the orange Supra, just because who hasn't wanted the twin turbo, Supra. And then from Fast and Furious, the blue R34 Skyline is probably my number 1 if I had to. That car is the epitome of every like fanboy's dream. A Bayside blue R34 Nissan GTR V-Spec 2. Like that's what everybody like. No, there's nobody that would be like, nah, I don't want that.
Right.
It's just not possible. So.
Chris?
Well, see, I have this problem where it's the same thing in video games for some reason. I can never remember the names of characters ever. Like I remember what happens. I remember the faces. I don't remember the names that much. But as far as the cars go, I like the flip cars. First time I saw that thing, I was like, man, that is awesome.
Bro, them flip cars are dope. They really
that is insane. I never in my life thought I'd ever see anything like that.
And they're real. They actually made them. They're real cars.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, that's kind of dangerous, but
you can still try it though, right?
oh hell yeah. I mentioned already the red saline that got smashed.
You are the resident Mustang lover here. That's right.
Of course, yeah. I love that. Even though the was it a 69 fastback, even though it got swapped 68 fastback.
Yeah, one of those. Just 68, 69 fastback. Yeah,
yeah, the
In
Eleanor,
that ballpark.
yeah,
yeah, the Eleanor body. That was sick.
yeah. And it had a
Um,
reliable motor in it.
well, yeah,
Not really.
Dom's Charger in the first one with a giant nasty stack on top of it, whatever that thing's called for the supercharger.
Well, that's your 4, sir.
That was 4.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore's 4, not 5. You were looking up that
Yeah.
5th one. I'm
Yeah.
a mistake. Everybody goes, all right, my 5. No, it's 4.
All right, so my 4 characters, I have to say, are Tesh Parker, which is ludicrous.
All right.
Ramsey, who made God's Eye.
Chick. Yeah.
Yep, she was badass. Sean from Tokyo Drift, because he kind of pulls the movies together, and Hobbs.
You like
I
Hobbs?
mean, well, I like the fact that Hobbs comes along and Dom finally has a bad guy or has a guy that can match him, you know, size for size, pound for pound. Like the fight they had was awesome. They beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
But
I
it
can
was
get down with
cool
that. That's
seeing
fine.
him in those movies.
Fair enough.
Cars. I'll go Green Eclipse from the first one. I'll go Dom's RX-7 from the first one, the red one.
Good choice. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll
Also,
go.
Bailside.
Yep. I'll go. I'll go Hans, Sylvia, and Tokyo Drift that Sean destroyed.
You did always like an S15 Sylvia. I forgot about
Yes,
that. You
sir.
love that car. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That was a beautiful car, by the way.
That car was amazing.
What do you call
But
it? The old crumpled beer can out back?
Crumpled beer can. He said, "Don't leave town." My favorite car.
Sorry, stop real quick. For anybody that doesn't know, to actually build that car is dumb expensive.
Yeah.
That S15 with that RB26 like fully built swap. Yeah, you're not leaving town. I wouldn't have driven the car in the first place. Dumb money.
And my favorite car from all the movies is Hans Yellow RX-7. I actually saw it in person. It was at SEMA the year I went to SEMA.
Oh, I bet that was nice.
Oh my god, dude! Like this, it was one of those things that it looks great on screen, but looks even better in person.
Does it really? Wow!
It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Get into the number 1 movie in the whole franchise.
I don't agree.
Fast 5.
I don't agree.
Well, we're going to talk about that. So, the reason why Fast 5 came in at number 1 is it was the first appearance of Hobbs. It was the highest grossing movie in the entire franchise.
Was it really? That's a shame.
The movie overall was phenomenal. It was an awesome movie. That was the one where they snatched the safes out of the wall, and
that's why I don't think it was a good movie.
Well, that part was actually pretty cool, though. I'm not even gonna lie. It was cool.
But the cool factor versus the realism factor, that's what kills it for me. You're not yanking that safe out of there with 2 Dodge it's concreted into the wall with rebar and fucking concrete. You're not yanking it out of the wall. You're certainly not going to drag it a country mile across a bridge and through a bank and like.
So one of the cool things is the guy that money belonged to in Fast 5. That was Jason Momoa's dad. That's why he's the villain in Fast 10.
Interesting. Okay.
But seeing The Rock on screen in this franchise, and making it all make sense. The movie was just dope. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that one. It wasn't a bad movie. It's just that there was, as I said, once you get into the realism thing, that stops. I have a disconnect there. Now, I will say this: the cars in this one were freaking awesome. The
Yeah.
Porsche GT3, his 70 Charger, the all the different stuff that they did, like the beginning of the movie is one of my favorites. That 71 GTR that Brian's driving around.
Yeah.
That thing is ridiculous. I believe I think it's a Ken and Mary GTR.
Yeah.
But that's an amazing car. Also,
Beautiful.
oh, it's a beautiful freaking car. But as I said, it was cool seeing Dwayne Johnson be in the movie. It was awesome. The fight scene between them was good. It was cool seeing Vince again. The GT40 in the beginning was awesome. The whatever those freaking weird off-road trucks were that they used to snatch those cars, those things were amazing.
Sick.
They were sick. And it's because they were smart. They showed the trucks hopping around, and then they cut under it. You could see the Fox shocks working. Which, Scotty, you work at a place that installs them, so you know how badass they are.
Best shocks on the market.
The fact that they kept like showing the shocks as they were bouncing around, you see the fucking trucks doing the shit. That's awesome. The movie was good, but just the end of it, the last 45 minutes of the movie or half hour of the movie, I'm out on, because you're not snatching a vault around downtown Rio. I'm sorry, and the fact that like as much goes on down there, and they managed to evade every single bullet. They never got shot once. No, I'm sorry. You're not going to convince me that 90 people have stormtrooper aim. I'm sorry. I can't get down with that. I can't get down with that.
That man said stormtrooper. I'm done.
Well, how else do you explain it? Vin Diesel's the big guy. You're telling me you can't hit him?
Right.
Chris,
Chris, what are your thoughts on Fast 5? Did you see Fast 5? First appearance of The Rock in the franchise?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I don't really remember too much about it. The safe thing was crazy. Was it 2 cars dragging a safe that weighs
2 safes?
Yeah.
No, it was one. Two Chargers.
It was one, and they had to switch it.
Yeah,
it was one safe. It was 2 Chargers, and they had like the push garbage welded to the back of it and shit. And
yeah,
and then they put the one safe into the back of the garbage truck.
Right. Yeah,
and then they pulled another safe, and the safe didn't have any money in it. It was.
I think I did see it, and this was the first one that I really realized. I'm like, they're really pushing this like really far. So I'm like. I thought it was good. I did like it. I don't remember too much about it, but I don't remember having negative thoughts about it. Just it didn't really I don't appreciate it as much as I did the first one or the third one.
I almost feel like it's like this was the movie where like you almost hit that tipping point of, all right, guys, it's a bit much.
Enough's enough. Yeah.
Right.
Why,
like, it's a bit much.
Why am I still here? Like, why am I still here?
No, but here's the other thing though. This is another, like, I don't want to call it a fan theory, but like and a general opinion. So how many of them was it? There was like 8 of them. And what was it? $100 million or something like that? So you pull off a heist with $11 million. That's where it should have ended.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. But that's the thing, though. This is your greedy franchise. It's like, oh, we made, as you said, that grossed the most money out of all of them, and that was only the 5th one. So they're going to be like, oh, let's make another movie. Meanwhile, you should have ended it right there, because in the world of the Fast and Furious, they've all got $11 million. I'm retiring somewhere where you're never going to find me again. Good luck.
Right.
But no. Family. Get the fuck. What's family when you got $11 million?
So Fast 5, the budget was $125 million.
Okay.
They made $700 million off of this movie.
And you think Universal's not going to try and make 20 more of them? Come on.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I wonder how much they've made off the most recent one.
Fast X was.
I hope not much. I really hope not much, because if they did, I feel bad for them. Like, Jesus Christ, bro.
Because, it's one of those things, like, you keep making money, why stop? So that's why I'm just curious about how much they've made on this last one.
You mean, like, have they broken even on it, or in the grand scheme of things, does it even matter?
Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
It probably wouldn't matter.
Well,
I don't know that it matters, honestly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, people are going to watch it, though. That's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got the new generation of, like, young kids coming in, like, they want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, people like us that have seen most of them, and we watched the first couple, we're like, all right, this is too much.
It's enough.
But people keep coming right back in to watch it.
Yeah.
So just to put it out there, so in a year when movies in the theater and shit is down, Fast X still made almost $800 million. And it came out this year.
Yeah, but what was the budget for it with all the CGI? It's like $300 million to make the movie now.
Well, it was $340 for the.
See what I mean? All right, you got to pay all those CGI artists. They got to make their money.
So they still net $500 million.
Exactly. Yeah. Of course. Right.
That's not a bad.
Why
deal.
not? Right.
Good Lord.
I mean, look, when you're making dumb movies about cars going to outer space and you're making Marvel numbers, why the fuck not? Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Why not?
But yeah.
Wow.
Any closing thoughts, guys?
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to get on here bitching about it. Oh, yeah. What we talked about last week, Fast 5, right? We talked about my issues with the beginning of the movie. So, for anybody who doesn't know this, he's driving a Challenger SRT. Brian's driving a GTR. They are both paddle shifted. So you tell me in the beginning of the movie why they're slapping the freaking stick, which only has park, neutral, drive. That's all it's got. Why are they slapping the stick? Closing thoughts. Too Fast, Too Furious. He's in fifth gear redlining it. He's pulling up on the Camaro. He's about to beat him. Why does he go into fourth and redline it?
Right.
You're not going to go any faster based on that. There's nothing for you.
It's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
Fast and Furious, the original movie.
I do like how he could still maintain speed and reverse after his little maneuver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Reverse. There's a gear ratio. This is what people don't understand about.
There's one gear ratio.
All right, what was that? Was that Fast? Which one? Well, you talking about where he's in reverse racing the piece of shit car that yanks the soda tab off and peaks the boost and shit? What movie is that, Scotty? You're gonna know. It's the one in Puerto Rico where they're racing. He takes his little nephew's car or whatever, and he's racing it.
4.
Is it 4?
I think it's 4. No,
it's I don't know. Either way, he's racing.
Where he races the car and the car's about to catch on fire.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was 4.
Okay,
that was
Chris is right. So what Chris is saying, he gets spun around, he throws it in reverse, and he's still keeping up with the car. There's a gear ratio. This is what people don't understand. There's one gear ratio. It's almost like the max you're going to go is like
30
how
miles
fast
an hour.
did I? No, I've redlined the car in reverse before.
I've never tried that.
Oh,
yeah.
38, maybe 40. If you're lucky, 40.
But then you're redlining.
Like, I was in the Civic at like 8,200 RPMs, like 40 maximum. Yeah. Like 40 miles an hour, and that's max. You ain't going no faster than that.
And he's still passing highway traffic.
Correct. He
like
won the
quickly.
race. It doesn't work that way, folks.
I'm pretty sure I remember hearing a turbo blow off too, like he's shifting in reverse.
Yeah, right.
I think
no.
I could be wrong.
He was building boost in reverse. You didn't know? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Fucking shit. Look, if the problem is, as a car guy, you're gonna find shit that you don't like about the movies. If you go into it saying I'm gonna watch a movie that's fine. But if you go into it as a car guy, wanting to appreciate a car movie, you're going to be disappointed. I'm sorry. That's the bottom line of it, honestly.
Yeah.
You're not going to be happy.
This makes me kind of want to go back and watch each one of them and just pick stuff apart as much as possible. Like
the reason this started is because me and Scotty were talking, and do you have Netflix, Chris?
I do, yeah.
So the first 5 are on Netflix until the 31st of this month. My dumbass, I was building
IKEA tomorrow, right? Or two days.
Hey, you got 2 days, baby. Get on it. Yeah,
it's possible.
I was building IKEA furniture, and I just put the movies on just for something stupid in the background. And as I'm building my daughter's new furniture, I'm like, God, these movies are fucking dumb. But I'm clicking on the next one. I'm like, all right, let's watch them. Yeah. If you want to see an entertaining action movie, watch it. If you're a car guy, watch it with caution. Is all I can say.
Be tolerant.
Right. Scotty, we got any closing thoughts about the movies?
That no matter how dumb these movies are, we still find a way to watch them. We're still going to go back and watch them. I mean, goddamn, I've seen them all, and I just picked apart every single one of them. But yet, I still bought the box set. So
you go back tomorrow and watch every one of them, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I mean, this is 23 years of my life.
That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
It takes up a physical chunk of your life because you know about all this.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I grew up with these movies. You know?
I mean, we kind of did. I mean, our entire adulthood, they've been around. Even if they weren't a prevalent part, they're still there.
I mean, I was 18 years old in 2001 when I went and watched this.
You old fuck.
But you're 1 year behind me.
I'm not as old as you, though.
Yeah, I was like 12. I was like 12.
And on that note, I think we're going to end it there. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us, for coming in, commenting, watching us. We'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Later, guys.
Later.